guess what? So, I could not sleep at all because I just learned the Lucky Star cheerleading dance and I was like, oh, this is fun. And I was like, I could edit this for 2 people only, which is not hard at all, mind you. But what about the people who have a full squad of 10 characters, even more, which I don't know how that would work. But let's say you have a squad of 10 and you want to do the dance and you sort of know some of the formations but you don't know where to move in between certain sections. That is what this video is for, okay? I have pretty much done a kindergarten type slideshow using colors, like the colors correspond to the character's hair, because that's way easier than writing their name. You can't. My handwriting's terrible. I mean, look. That right there, it says line formation in crayon, and yeah. Anyway, so this is pretty much the overall slide of their formations and everything and general directions that you will need to know for the cheer. And let's get started. So, in the beginning, everybody's come out on stage, ran out, whatever you want to do if you want to add sound effects. And they all start like this. Now, in the beginning, it's sort of like that, so that's how you can see the characters. Ignore my box of crayons. And this is where you'll start. From the beginning, we'll need to talk about a 3-piece uniform to Darling Freeze. Everybody is in this formation the whole time. The people in the back are just shifting their arms left and right, while the characters in front really do most of the front work. I'm sure everybody knows the first forming characters' dance moves anyway. But the ones in the back, they move their hands left and right. That's all they do until they hit woo the first time. They raise their left hand in the air and bring it back down. And on the second woo, they raise their right hand in the air, bring it down. Darling Freeze, they are in a high V formation like that with their arms. The 2 on the outer side have their arms straight across in a T, and the 2 in the middle have a 90-degree angle that I can't do with my fingers because they don't spread out that wide, and their backs are next to each other. Now, after that, everybody starts doing let's say it's 8 count because I think it's about 8 count, and they do 1 jump per count in place. So they jump like this. By now, everybody's done about 3 counts, so on their 4th they're here. And then by the end of 8 count, when these characters have moved, okay, they're going like this into this V formation. See, these 2 characters are still up front. So now you have the other 2 main characters on the outside on the edge. That was pink, but I accidentally used a dark purple, so I had to go over that. Anyway, they're in a V formation. These 2 are up front, and everybody has jumped onto their right leg, I believe, with their left leg up in the air, sort of tabletop fashion, swinging their arms in some type of egg beater thing when they hit non-tot deru, and that's what they're doing. Everybody's doing it, okay? They all do it, but these guys stop right in the middle of that verse so they can get ready to walk forward while everybody else is still jumping. After that, these characters are all going to come down again, back into a straight line, okay? All these characters at the same time. So these 3 are coming down to line up with her. These 3 are coming down to line up with her. And that's supposed to be seafoam green, but when crayons get old and you can't see the color on the wrapping anymore, it fools you. So she's teal right now. So they're all in a line, and it should pretty much look like that. Ignore the arrows, you don't need to know that right now. So they're in a line. And these guys with the short-haired purple girl are going to do the little elbow tap for each count. Once that's over, And it's not just these girls. Everybody's doing the elbow count. They've already walked, so everybody does it. Now, everybody is going to do what she does, which is a little, I guess, like, shimmy hip thing. I really don't know what to call that. But anyway, they all do that too. And as they do the shimmy hip thing, they are going to come closer to the middle and form a line going like this. That's what the arrows are for. They are also doing that. That's apricot, but it's hard to see as an arrow. They are also in a line behind these two, and everybody spreads their arms out when they hit da-da-da-da. That's how they get that formation. After da-da-da-da, some people are like, oh, I don't really know what to do after that. Everybody needs to go back to starting formation. They're all pretty much in order. So what they do is, the way you got into this row, you break apart, and then these characters will go back down where they started. Simple, you know? It's so far you've only been through, what, 3 or 4 formations, and only 2 of them are to transfer into another part. So everybody's back here, and they've done clapping, jumping in place, they turned around, did the little pom-pom at their back, and they're on their knees. All of them. And very quickly, the people on your left formation, tell the audience it's the right, but it is the performer's left, their group has to pop up during bon bon, and they have to have their left hand out going to the audience's right, or your left. It is your left hand. So the left hand's out, pointed down in a low V fashion with your hand on your hip, and you're going to bounce the whole time until Ran Ran comes up, and they have to jump up and put their right hand out. And you're bouncing at the same time, so you have to make sure when they pop up that you both are going up and down at the same time, or else it's going to be off. So they're pointed out to the right, they're pointed out to the left, they're all bouncing in a line, and then high comes up. And these guys have to pop up very fast, I might add, and instead of having their left hand pointed out like these guys, it is up in the air as a high V, and you're facing the audience with your right hand on your hip. So now everybody has their pom-poms up, right hands. Then these 4, while these still have their hands doing whatever, I forgot, you know, it's been a while, they are going to swing their arms down, both of them at the same time, like they're switching ropes, get on their knees, pop back up, and everybody's hands will pretty much go up like they're raising the dead. Let's put it that way. And that's how that happens, and they'll stay in this formation during the big cheer number that everybody sees in the anime opening. Okay? Now, I guess the issue that gets everybody is when they do get into the line formation, because the order of the characters in the cheer, when you watch the opening, when you watch the anime episode with it, it's like that. And notice that that order is nowhere near this order. I mean, she ended up somehow all the way over there, and like she's in the middle now, and like, I don't know, Black's all the way next to here when she was all the way over here. That's gonna be hard. I would not suggest doing that. If anything, I would suggest just having this character go between these two, this character go between these two, and then these guys can just come down here. That'll save you time, confusion, and possibly missing your kill. So, after that, and you're all in a line, this is why I suggested putting everybody like this, because once you're in that line, everybody has to break apart again into their original order, which is why I suggested this one. And everybody, the 6 in the back, all have to go to their right, doing the little egg beater thing. And everybody has to go to the left, doing a sort of egg beater thing. And that's why I'm saying you should do it that way. But don't listen to me. I'm not the one who drew it, so not my fault. Anyway, everybody's back in front, okay? And it seems like everybody is going back to the front formation, but that's not exactly what happens. What actually happens is you're going to leave a good amount of space between these two, and instead of her being a little more inward, we're going to put them diagonal like this with the third character here. You can't see the third character during the cheer, but they are always there. Okay, don't ignore them. They're there. There's 10 of them. So they look like this, and on the video thing, because it's opposite, you see them on this side of your screen, but they're actually over here. It would make it simpler. And they all have their arms up. They have their right arm up, I believe. Well, they have their left on here, but I would suggest right because you are on the right side. And over here they'll have their left arm up and pretty much mirror the video and themselves. Then, towards the end, right when everybody starts spreading out, I'm looking at the lyrics right now so I can tell you where to move and what words. Da 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 da. So, right after that, everybody sort of moves back. Then she says some word that I completely forgot. You'll notice it. The girl in pink that was over here right behind her, she moves over one character, and they spread their arms out in a diagonal formation. Then again, there's another word that they're saying, and they spread out even further, if I can find it. I cannot. But they spread out even further behind. So she will move here, she will move here, she'll move out even more, and form the opposite diagonal arm formation. That is when they start moving their arms that some people can't see that well. I'll explain it later. And they finish like this. These people have their arms facing left arm down, right arm up. They have their right arm down, left arm up. And that's pretty much how the cheer ends. Now, I know that was a very long explanation, and oh, Toad ended up all the way over there. But that's, I mean, I said it would be simple, and I guess that's as easy as it is to explain it without having some type of presentation board that I could like draw on in front of you and draw more lines and whatever. I mean, I have if you can see that, I have all the colors there actually in their groups if they were the characters, but that would make the video even longer. And I gotta tell you, the first try I did this, it was like 7 minutes. So, but I ended up doing this one because even though it's longer, I did cover something that I missed, and you really do need to know that. And that was when they all went into their line formation. I missed that in the last try, and it's very important. I think that the other way would work, so I wish you the best of luck in doing your cheer. Sorry about the crayons, but all my good stuff is at school, in the art room. Yeah. So, good luck on your cheer, and I hope it works out. And I will probably make another video showing you how they move, instead of just like stills of where they are, at some later date, if anybody really needs it. Best of luck. Bye.